Hey guys, it's been a minute since having dropped another video, but today we're gonna drop one. And yeah, I just want to talk about how fast life can change, because life can change pretty remarkably fast, actually. Faster than we anticipate, faster than we expect. And it can change beyond our wildest dreams. And I'm hoping that we all take part of this co-creation, that we all have a hand in, because we are all sharing this thing together. We're all sharing this consciousness together. And it's worth it for everyone to be empowered and to come from a higher place, especially when we're in these low places. That's the time to actually start building. That's the time to build that consciousness up. That's when the gains are made, And there are spiritual gains to be gotten. And everyone out here is ready to grow. If you're listening to this, you're one of them. You are ready to accelerate into your highest timeline, into your future. And then we just have to make determinations on how we are going to go about doing that, right? What tools do we need so we can achieve things? And so there's plenty of tools that you know already. If you want to go look up how to do business and, do a P&L, profit and loss sheet, you can go do that. If you want to go learn a skill, you can go do that too. But how do we use spirituality to get us to the next level? Because there's some of us whose DNA has it in it, a key that unlocks gifts. And that gift is the gift of feeling empowered, the gift of feeling spirit coursing through you and feeling energy. And what might you do with that? And what can you do with that? And does it actually affect the material world around you? Does it affect your ability to navigate? Well, certainly your perspective and the state that you're in does. And that is the most concrete metric that we can use to help guide ourselves into a higher place. We know that the perspective of happiness and of sadness deeply affects the world around us and the people around us and the environments around us, because when we're happy, everything we see around us, even the things that might be a little more chaotic, can still be seen through the lens of beauty. And then when we're sad, even the most beautiful things can just seem mundane and trivial, and they're brushed off and we're still turned off from it. So if we are going to use our gifts, spiritual gifts, to transform our lives, what are some key concepts that we have to hold on to, especially when the times are hard? Because spirituality is easy when it's easy. When the life is going well, it's easy. You can pretty much be as spiritual as you want, and everyone is accepting of it, right? But when you choose to be spiritual and you choose to go down this path, and you choose to explore yourself and to build out your consciousness, when you choose to do that when it's hard, like I said, that's when the gains are made. And that's when your truth is revealed. Because if you discover your power during those moments, if you discover your power and when you're at your lowest, no one can take it away. That's God-given. No one can take it away. That's all you right there. So, what is a key concept that will help ground us when times are difficult, and you're probably ready for greater things, and that's within you into some capacity? And that perspective is the perspective of the heart. It's like, how can we still see with our hearts? How do we put down the logic centers of our mind? Because the logic centers of our mind can often ground us in what are facts, but facts always change. The facts are always changing. Science is always changing. The game is always changing. The game is always changing. You are always changing. And some people are ruling their life by facts of the past, by a history that no longer serves them, by a story that has stopped showing up in their life as power and has started siphoning it away. So this is where your faith in yourself has to come through. This is where your I am consciousness has to come through. This is where the perspective of the heart, the feeling of your heart comes through. And when that feeling of your heart comes through, when you're grounded in it, then the world around you has to shift. Because the only thing that you are receiving is what you are giving. The only things of which you are receiving is what you are giving. So are you powerful enough to give? Are you powerful enough to show up with your source intact? Especially when it's hard, because that's where the gains are made. That's what separates novices from masters. And you have mastery in you, and that's why you chose to be here. You chose to be here in this life, to come down from wherever we came from all around into the here and now. We chose to do that because there's a chance that we can have mastery over ourselves. That we are not at the whims of the world around us. That we have power beyond our wildest dreams. That life can change on a dime. That it can change if it's recognized. That it can change if your heart is open to yourself. If your heart is revealing your truth to yourself. When your heart is revealing your truth to yourself, then you will have a straight path to your dreams. And we are so close as humanity to achieving another level of consciousness, because people like you are building out better consciousnesses, because you are aware that it's possible. You're aware that why not? You're aware that maybe there's a different way. Maybe there's some skills that we can build that are beyond material science, and beyond the science that has been able to explain it, that is a part of phenomenology. And those skills have been built by our ancestors for thousands of years. Have they left it in scriptures and sutras and poems? If Hafiz and Rumi are writing about it, and you read it and you feel something awakening inside, you might just realize there's more to life than just words on a page. Because the feelings that are being evoked, they end up changing things around us. And it's up to us to learn how to control our minds so we can focus onto the things that will change our life for the better. So we can focus on the higher emotional frequencies that are inside our emotional spectrum. These higher emotional frequencies that are part of our emotional spectrum are all choices. They're choice perspectives. They're choice state changes. And there are some times when it is hard, that even though you should be finding yourself operating at a higher level, that we're still grounded by circumstance in a lower level. But if you just have that lingering suspicion that, if I showed up in this moment, in this bleak, dark moment, if I showed up with an ounce of love, I'll get a pound in return. If I showed up with just a penny, one measly penny of love, even in this dark moment, I'm going to get 7 times more in return. So it's time to start, because I know that life can be difficult, and I know you might have difficulties, and I've certainly went through difficulties. You can check out my t-shirt. This one has survived a long time to get here. It's been going through difficulties as well. But it's, even though that has happened, you just don't lose sight. You don't lose sight of yourself through all of that. And there are some techniques, and we'll be going through some more. This is like the little bit of philosophy. You kind of have to get the philosophy down because you have to have your mind accepting of greatness. Your mind has to be receptive to greatness. And then you can apply great technique on top. So we will go over great techniques. We'll go over mechanisms. We'll go over breath works. We'll go over more philosophies that will challenge limiting beliefs. But it's up to you to do the work. And it's up to you in your mind to let go of that control and to allow your heart to harness its unique gifts. It's up to you to delegate this responsibility to your heart center so your heart can gift you the wisdom that comes from seeing how feelings are reflected around us, to seeing how our ability to feel in a state change can allow us to operate at the highest levels, and how it allows us to access parts of this world, options in this world that we didn't think were possible. And then it allows you to elevate yourself to places that you didn't know you could go. Yes, you still have to chop wood and carry water. But I guarantee you start chopping wood and carrying water with a smile on your face, somebody might show up and be like, "What are you doing? What's your story? What's up with you? Tell me more." And you have enough of those conversations, and I guarantee you're going to go on some amazing adventures. And for me, I'm all about a good adventure. All about a good adventure. So you better believe that when I'm chopping wood and carrying water, I'm also carrying a little bit of that whistle. Just a little bit, carrying a little tune. Just in case someone walks by and they want to ask some questions and invite you on a journey. And then you realize that that's a part of yourself being reflected back to you. And that's a part of your journey that's opening up to you. And it's a part of an option that you chose. That even though you're doing some hard work, you might be carrying a lot of wood, and you might be carrying a lot of water, and you might be chopping a lot of wood. Because I know y'all work real hard. Because we all working hard, but some of y'all work real hard. And I just want to make it a little bit easier for yourself. Because if you feel these things in your heart center, and you allow that to emanate through the rest of your body, and if your whole body is just a sponge for the love that your heart's given out, if your cells are just completely saturated in the knowingness of your beingness and the knowingness of your heart's openness, if all your cells are like that, can you imagine how the world's going to gift it all back to you? Because if the world gives you 7 times greater, just for like a little bit, a little pinch of love that you've given it out, I'll give you 7 times greater. Just imagine what will happen if your whole being is vibrating at that level. So, we'll go with some greater techniques later, but this is just a little intro, a little philosophical intro to help ground you in recognizing your innate power and gifts. So, if you're going through the hard times, don't quit. You don't need to slow down. You just need to recognize who you are and your ability, and recognize the nature of life and how it can change on a dime. It can change on a dime. And all you have to do is ground yourself into a reality, so when it changes in your favor. And you just have to be there for when that opportunity shows up. And as long as that happens, I guarantee you, every time the opportunities show up, every time the universe shows up in your favor, it will keep showing up in greater and greater capacity, and allow you to keep showing up for yourself in greater and greater capacity. So, thank you all for tuning in. I deeply appreciate it. And if you can give a like and a subscribe, of course that will help me out a tremendous amount, and it'll allow me to talk to more and more people, and it'll allow me to share more and more information. So if you could, please do. And if this has helped you, please share with a friend too. And I hope to talk to you again soon, and have a great rest of your day.